Good evening. The delinquency trial of former SAA board chairperson Dudu Myeni has been postponed in the Pretoria High Court again, this time until the 27th of January next year. Myeni's legal representative, advocate Buthelezi, asked the court for more time to make amendments to Myeni's plea, as well as to submit a joinder application. Buthelezi argued that Myeni was not the only one making decisions at the airline during her tenure. He says she must therefore be trialled alongside the other non-executive board members of the airline. Judge Tolme was not happy with the delays, saying the court has a responsibility to oversee a fair trial. The organisation Undoing Tax Abuse says they're happy with the outcome and look forward to the trial proceeding next year. The chief legal officer of that organisation, Outa, is Stefanie Fick. She's with us now via Skype. Stefanie, good evening to you. Were you surprised at this latest no-show by Dudu Myeni?
Good evening. I think no, we weren't surprised at all. We didn't expect her to actually pitch up for this hearing. We were obviously disappointed that the matter has been postponed yet again. I think you'll understand if I say that, the legal team worked very hard, getting ready and getting the witnesses prepped. So when this matter was postponed until the 25th of November for all the interlocutory application, there was a bit of a disappointment, but we're ready. We want to proceed with this trial and are definitely looking forward to the trial in January, but also to the interlocutories so that we can get all these, what we believe is a bit of a sideshow, that we can get this over and done with and that we can get back to business.
Okay, this has been going on for some time now. Do you ever expect an actual verdict in this case? Where you've had 4 or 5 postponements and there's been no testimony, no evidence led at all?
Well, I think that it is a bit of a disappointment that we worked hard to get to this point. And I think our supporters are looking forward to some kind of trial and holding someone accountable. But I think it's a small little pebble in our shoes. I think Outa is known for the fact that we will not let this go. This is why we are on this road. And I think maybe I should just pause a little bit here, is that just imagine how normal people feel that on a daily basis when justice delayed is justice denied. So we are here on behalf of South Africans, and we'll go after and prosecute this case to the best of our ability. And we're looking forward to airing all the facts and everything that we allege happened at the SAA and everything that we allege Dudu Myeni did. So we're excited. We want to proceed.
As I understand our legal system, if you're told by a judge to appear in a court on a specific date and you fail to appear, you're in contempt of court. Dudu Myeni doesn't seem to be in contempt of court, though.
This is because it's a civil matter. Normally, what's expected is that it's normally the legal representations that stand in front of court and they argue this matter. So what happened on our first day is that because Dudu Myeni wasn't legally represented, she needed to be. But then obviously we received the message that she's unable to and can't afford to come to court. Now that she's appointed new legal representatives, it's actually not. She doesn't have to appear in person. Although the question remains: how is an attorney and an advocate going to receive instructions if the client is not? So one would expect her to be at court at some point, but it's not like in criminal trials where if the accused does not appear, the person is guilty or there can be a warrant of.
Stefanie, why are you pursuing this case? Dudu Myeni holds no power in any state-owned entity that I'm aware of. What are you hoping will actually happen?
Accountability. I think historically, South Africans, we've been hearing about state capture and we've been hearing about all, corruption and all the shenanigans that took place the past few years. And I think this is the type of case where civil society shows that we don't have to wait for the state. We don't have to wait for accountability from the authorities. That we can tackle the bull by its horns and we can do it. And this is what this case is about. Is accountability. And that although she's no longer a board member, Hopefully, by declaring her delinquent director, she will never ever be, or at least for 7 years, be a director of any company. And that what happened at the SAA will never happen to any other SOE again, or company for that matter.
Do you believe you'll be successful in the end? I mean, it's entirely possible that even if you get a verdict that you want in this case, that there's an appeal after that, etc. I mean, we could still be 5-6 years away.
Yes, unfortunately, in our system, that is a reality, because there is also the beauty is that when we are caught up in this process, the process is fair, and part of our system is the fact that you can appeal, and there's a whole a criminal justice system and a civil system that looks after your rights and your rights as a litigant, which is a good thing. I mean, and I think when you are on the other side, you want the system to work for you. But that's why we are here, and I think that's the positive message, that we've started with this process, and we are here to finish this process, no matter whatever hurdles come our way, whatever hurdle is put in our way, that we are here to finalize this matter, even if it takes 5 years. But hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't. I think the judge in today's matter said that she is here to look after all the parties' rights, and that she will not tolerate any further, postponements and wasting of time. This matter is coming for 2 years. And, hopefully when we go back to court on the 25th to argue all the interlocutories, that we can get all of this behind us and that we can actually start the trial. But to summarize, we are here to stay, and we will prosecute, if I can call it that, this matter until the end.
Stefanie Fick, the Chief Legal Officer of the organisation Outa, thank you very much indeed.